start. Okay, we're
Yay!
back.
Yay! So last time we stopped exactly at 1 hour. Well, a minute over an hour.
Yeah.
So yeah, lucky for us that I felt like, yeah, it's been a while since we stopped. It's probably been an hour. So for this episode, since we've been mostly quiet for the last few recordings,
Yeah.
we decided to come up with a topic, and we chose to go over some lore for Necrons from Warhammer 40k.
Oh boy.
So I'm
Oh
gonna
wait.
it's a new
Oh,
person.
this is the blacksmith.
Have you brought me another nail to be hung? Leave it on the ground and return later if you're still breathing.
Ranjo Stenja.
Oh, I thought you were someone else. After a nailsmith, are you? Well, you found one. I'm not much for a talk. But if it's a nail that needs repair, then you've come to the right bug. Nailsmith. Your own nail is in quite a sorry state. It's obviously not one of mine. Still, anything can be refined with enough effort and skill, even that broken blade. If you'd like, I can reforge your nail. It'll make the blade far more deadly. So it's
Yes.
this like Monster Hunter where you have to sharpen your weapon every now and then.
Kind of. But it's a
As
permanent
you
one.
wish. I'll get to work then.
Oh.
Ooh, there's no cutscene.
Garadel Akari.
There we go. The reforging is complete. I've honed your nail's edge. You'll find it much stronger than it used to be. Head out there and test its strength against your foes.
Oh, so just increase the damage. By the way, did you have you start your timer?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah,
God damn it.
while Byron is playing, I'll be reading over some Necron lore from 40k because we wanna try and fill the silence with something. Though we're
it's
called
not broken
Dead Air.
anymore.
Ooh.
It used to be broken, and now it's not.
Hey.
Yeah. Okay. So still on maps.
Okay, so fun fact about Necrons.
Leap of faith. Ah!
Oh. When Necrons were first released in Warhammer 40k, they were literally just Terminators.
Oh.
Like there was not actually any lore for them. They were just a Terminator reference.
Oh, they were not planning to make it like they were mortals at the beginning.
They didn't have any lore at the beginning. They just had, and they had to make something up. So
oh yeah,
their actual lore came out later during around 7th or 8th edition. So it's actually pretty recent if you think about it. So yeah, I'm gonna start reading some lore now. I'm reading from warhammer40k.fandom.com because we just started doing this and it's short notice. So I didn't know where else to look for as a source, but I'll start reading from here. So it starts off with a quote here. There is a terrible darkness descending upon the galaxy, and we shall not see it ended in our lifetimes. Inquisitor Bronislaw Kuzevak at the Conclave of Har. The Necrons are a mysterious species of humanoid, robotic skeletal warriors that have lain dormant in their stasis tombs for more than 60 million Terran years. Though they have begun to awaken at last, they are the soulless creations and former servants of the ancient Khitan and the terrible star gods of Eldari myth. So yeah, we kinda went over some of this before when we watched that episode of If the Emperor Had TTS.
TTS, yeah.
So some of this would be familiar to you already. The Necrons are ancient beyond reckoning, predating even the birth of the Eldari. At long last, however, they are beginning to
Wait.
awaken from their tomb worlds.
Hold on. Wait, what did it say about Eldari? Predating?
Yeah, they were around before the Eldar.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that was correct.
At long last, however, they are beginning to awaken from their tomb worlds, for the galaxy is ripe for conquest and the restoration of the Necron Empire, since the disappearance of the old ones for more than 60 million standard years ago. The Necrons are a completely robotic humanoid species whose technological prowess is probably unmatched by any of the other intelligent species of the galaxy. Yet, out of a desire for vengeance against the more fortunate long-lived ancient Xenos, people call the Old Ones, and the trickery of the godlike intelligences known as the Ketan. The Necrons shed their original organic forms and lost all forms of compassion and empathy. And this is when they became robots. They have become instead ruthless, undying killing machines who are determined to exert their mastery over the galaxy once more. Across the galaxy, this ancient and terrible species is stirring back to life.
Oh.
Entombed in stasis crypts for millions of Terran years, they have slumbered through the eons, waiting for the galaxy to heal from the wounds of a long and bloody war.
Found a big guy.
Oh.
Oh!
Oh, is he gonna follow? Oh.
No, I don't think so.
It resets. Okay.
Okay, yeah, go on.
Now,
Chip.
after 60 million standard years of dormancy, a great purpose begins. On desolate worlds, thought long bereft of all life. Thought long bereft of all life, ancient machineries wake into grim purpose, commencing the slow process of revivification that will see those entombed within freed to stride across the stars once again. The unstoppable, undying Necron legions are rising. Let the galaxy beware. Just a picture of a Necron warrior, and all Necrons, from the lowliest of warriors to the most regal of lords, are driven by one ultimate goal: to restore their ancient ruling dynasties to glory and to bring the galaxy under their rule once more, as it was in ancient days. Such was the edict long ago, encoded into the Necrons' minds. And it is a command so fundamental to their being that it cannot be denied. Yet it is no small task, for the Necrons are awakening from their tomb worlds to find the galaxy of the 41st millennium, as recorded by the Imperial calendar, much changed. Many tomb worlds are no more, destroyed by cosmic disaster or alien invasion. Others are damaged, their entombed legions afflicted by slow madness or worn to dust by entropy's irresistible onset.
Okay.
So... Okay. Do you know about the... what were they called again? Necron Flayers?
No? Are they a unit?
Flayed ones. Yeah, they're a unit. So...
God! That was a mistake.
So apparently, some of the Necrons, after waking up for so long, after sleeping for so long, they became insane. And what happened to them is they wanted to become organic so much that they started killing things and wearing their skin.
Wait.
So yeah, those are going to be
hold
some
on,
of the most...
When the Necrons or in the Mortal Necron?
I don't think these are specific to warriors or immortals only. I think it's just random Necrons who became insane and started tearing people apart and wearing skin.
Oh, I thought you said that the Necrons were skinning themselves.
Yeah.
They're metas. How can they still skin themselves? Okay, sorry. I wasn't listening properly.
Yeah, those are gonna be one of the scariest Necrons you can fight in the world of 40k,
Oh boy.
lore-wise. Yeah, they can tear apart entire squads of Imperial Guard, and they can't do anything about
wait,
it because they
so-
only have the
wait.
flashlight.
Wait, wait, you said they're... Oh god, fuck. Kamikaze. You said they're a unit, right?
Yeah,
Are those the one that you can spawn with the... what do you call it with the HQ again? The ones that came from the underground and that's a little bit of skin or meat?
yeah, that's probably it.
Oh, well, okay.
Flayed ones. Yeah. Okay. Degenerate alien species squat amongst the ruins of those Necron tomb worlds that remain, little aware of the greatness they defile with their upstart presence. Yet there is no salvation to be found in such the undying have come to reclaim their lands, and the living shall be swept aside. Yet, if billions of Necrons have been destroyed by the passage of eternity, countless billions more remain to see their dominion reborn. They are not creatures of flesh and blood, these Necrons, but android warriors whose immortal forms are forged from living metal. As such, they are almost impervious to destruction, and their mechanical bodies are swift to heal even the gravest wounds. Given time, severed limbs reattach, armor plating reknits, and shattered mechanical organs are rebuilt. The only way then to assure a Necron's destruction is to overwhelm its ability to self-repair, to inflict such massive damage that its ancient regenerative systems cannot keep pace. Or you fail your reanimation save.
Yeah.
Even then, should irreparable damage occur,
Oh god, I died.
the Necron will often simply phase out an automated Viridian teleportation beam, returning it to the safety of the stasis crypts, where it remains in storage until such time as repairs can be carried out. The sciences by which such feats are achieved remain a mystery to outsiders, for the Necrons do not share their secrets with lesser species and have set contingencies to prevent their supreme technologies from falling into the wrong hands. Should a fallen Necron warrior fail to phase out, it self-destructs and is consumed in a blaze of emerald light.
Oh.
So, whenever they die, they either get, I don't know, teleported away back to their crypts. And if they don't, they do a Predator-style explosion to kill everything around them.
Oh, so-
Outwardly, this appears a
Wait,
little
every
different.
Necron has a suicide bomb?
Kind of. But that's only if their teleportation fails.
Oh.
Every time they die, quote unquote die, they get teleported back to their crypts or coffins, whatever. Outwardly, this appears little different to the glow of teleportation,
God.
leaving the foe to wonder whether the Necron has finally been destroyed or has merely retreated to its tomb. Victory over the Necrons is therefore always a tenuous thing, and a hard-won battle grants little surety of ultimate victory. For the Necrons, defeats are minor inconveniences, the preludes to future triumphs, nothing more. Immortality has brought patience. The perils that the Necrons survived in ancient times carry the lesson their people can overcome in any position, if they have but the will to try. And if the Necrons possess only a single trait, it is a will that it is a will as unbending as adamantium. Only one hope can now preserve the other intelligent species of the galaxy from the Necrons' advance. From the endless legions of silent and deathless warriors rising from long-forgotten tombs. If the Necrons can be prevented from waking to their full glory, If the scattered tomb worlds can be prevented from unifying, then there is a chance of survival. If not, then the great powers of the galaxy will surely fall, and the Necron shall rule supreme for all eternity, undying, cruel, and utterly implacable. Wow.
Oh,
And that whole thing was just the intro.
oh my
There's more
god.
here. There's history, birth of the star gods, the old ones,
Oh,
Necron here, war in heaven,
we're in
and
heaven.
something. That's the war between the Necrons, the old ones, the Krorks, Eldari. And
Oh.
there's a whole section here that's
Oh, God.
alphabet. I don't know why. A, B, C, D, F, G, all the way to Z.
What the fuck?
I don't know what that's about. Dynastic glyphs. Whatever. So I guess we'll start with history then, since that's the first one.
Mm-hmm.
History. Birth of the star gods. The birth of the entities, later known as the Catan, or the star gods, occurred at the same time.
Thank you. Thank you. My dad gave me another to drink with my
Yeah.
cough. Okay, go on.
Okay. Whew. Birth of the star gods.
Wait, what are the star
birth
gods
of the
again?
entities, the Catan.
Oh!
The birth of the entities, later known as the Catan or the star gods, occurred at the same time as the moment of creation itself.
Mm-hmm.
As they formed from the vast insensate energies first unleashed by that churning mass of cataclysmic force. In that anarchic interweaving of matter and energy, the sea of stars began to swirl into existence, and for an eon, the universe was nothing more than hot hydrogen gas and light, elemental dust ruled over by the gravitic force of billions of newborn suns.
Mm-hmm.
Long before the first planets had formed and cooled, the very first truly self-aware beings emerged, their thoughts encased within the lines of force produced by the plasma and electromagnetic flares of the stars themselves. In later times, these entities would become known as the Catan, but early in their existence, they were nothing like the malevolent beings they
Oh.
would eventually become.
I found the tuning.
Oh, hello. Oi. Watch where you're going, you soggy faggot. I don't want you splashing me. I've had a miserable time trying to keep dry. I am Zoth the Mighty, a knight of great renown. If I decide that I'm going to stay dry, then that's what's going to happen.
Oh, sorry.
Curse this wretched city. Water and monsters constantly fall from above. It's no wonder this blasted kingdom fell to ruin.
Okay.
I am the bone of my sword.
Okay, go on.
Where was I?
The Catan.
So yeah, apparently the Catan already existed before they became gods of the Necron.
Oh,
So
okay.
when the Necron did the things with the star thing and made the Catan, they didn't actually make the Catan. They just sort of gave them physical forms in the material world or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And
Wait,
later
material
times,
world? What is that?
the real world. So
Oh.
material world is the real world, and the warp is what's it called? The material. And there's
Okay,
one
stop
other
running
place where the Catan came from.
Oh.
In later times, these entities would become known as the Catan, but early in their existence, they were nothing like the malevolent beings they would eventually become. They were little more than monstrous energy parasites that suckled upon the solar energies of the stars that had brought them into
Oh, they're a
existence.
parasite.
Yeah, same as the one they showed in If the Emperor TTS.
Oh, yeah.
There are
it
these
was
clouds that
it-
eat stars.
Yeah.
shortening the lives of otherwise main stars by millions of standard
Ooh.
years.
On a key.
In time, these star vampires learn to move on the diaphanous wings of the universe's electromagnetic flux, leaving their birthplaces to drift through the cosmic ether to new stellar feeding grounds and begin their cycle of stellar destruction once more. Beings of pure energy, they paid no mind to the hunks of solid matter they passed in the vacuum of space. The blazing geothermal fires and geomagnetic fields of these nascent planets insufficient to be worth feeding even their ravenous hunger. Yeah, that was Star Gods, the Catan. Next is Old Ones. Just as the stars gave birth to their children, so the planets of the newborn galaxy eventually brought forth life forms composed of matter, which began the long evolutionary climb to self-awareness. The first sentient beings of the Milky Way galaxy known to have developed a civilization technologically advanced enough to cross the stars was a reptilian race of beings called the Old Ones by the Eldari, who knew them best. They possessed a slow, cold-blooded but deep wisdom, having long studied the stars and raised astronomy and physics to such a level that their science and technology would appear to humanity like an arcane art. Their understanding of the workings of the universe were such that they could manipulate alternate dimensions and undertake great works of psychic engineering. Their science allowed them to cross the vast gulfs of space with only a single step via the myriad of warp gates they had built to connect the worlds of the galaxy in a vast network, much like the Eldari webway of today, though on a much larger scale. The Old Ones had spread their spawn to many places in the galaxy, but they also knew that all life was precious. Where they passed, they seeded new intelligent species and reshaped thousands of worlds to make them their own according to their predetermined environmental and geographic criteria.
Hold on. I found a... Oh, not enough geo. Oh boy, what is this place? I found a big...
Stag.
No, it's not a stag station.
Oh.
I need to have... It costs 150. I think I can farm a little bit.
Okay.
Okay.
It is believed by some in the Adeptus Mechanicus that even Terra felt the Old Ones' touch long before humanity's rise to self-awareness, though this notion is considered heretical at best by the ecclesiarchy, as the Imperial Creed teaches that mankind was in the image of the God Emperor before his spirit was incarnated in physical flesh millennia. These sentences are so long. The Old Ones' civilization reached its height in the galaxy in excess of 60 million standard years ago. The Old Ones were responsible for the creation or genetic advancement of most of the currently active intelligent species of the galaxy, including the Eldari, the Krork, the Orc's precursors, the Slan, and the Chokeiro. Though it is unknown what, if any, role they played in the evolution of humanity, the Old Ones were potent psychics who routinely used the powers of the warp for a wide variety of technological applications, and had constructed a system of instantaneous, faster-than-light portals through warp space that were ultimately adapted to create the webway, and was its more advanced precursor. These great portals connected all of the Old Ones' colony worlds across vast swaths of interstellar space. Akong laway, the Necron tier, and the Wars of Secession. The humanoid species that would become the Necrons began their existence under a fearsome scourging star in the far reaches of the galaxy, known as the Halo Stars region.
What?
Built
Halo, or
They-
are they like a ring star?
there's a region of space called Halo Stars for
Oh, it's
that's
a
just
region.
the
Oh.
name of the region.
Oh, okay.
Billions of standard years before humanity evolved on old Earth, assailed at every moment by ionizing solar winds, intense radiation storms, the flesh and blood of Necrontyr became a morbid people whose precarious lifespans were driven by constant loss. So yeah, this is explaining the world, the planet of the Necrons where they live, how it was constantly bombarded by radiation and their people were very unhealthy.
Yeah.
What little information the Imperium of Man has recovered on the Necrontyr tells that their lives were short and uncertain. Their
What was that? You okay? Did you get possessed? Did you get possessed by the Catan or something? Did the Emperor just abolish your some classified information? Oh, god damn it!
there's a white worm in my belly. Okay. What little information the Imperium of Man has recovered on the Necrontyr tells that their lives were short and uncertain, their bodies blighted and consumed at an early age by the terrible cancers and other illnesses linked to the high levels of ionizing radiation given off by their sun. So everyone had cancer on the planet.
Oh. Okay. Oh, I can buy it
Everyone
now.
was slowly dying.
Okay, hold on.
So I
hold
wonder
on.
how
that
they
thought.
even.
Oh,
Oh,
it's the
we
large
found the
elevator.
elevator.
Okay.
Hey. So I get that. I guess. Oh, this is open now.
Yeah.
What's to the left?
Yeah. What's the left? Fuck, that's hot. Ah. Hello.
Okay,
Okay. Continue the story.
yeah. Apparently, everyone on the Necron's world had cancer at an early age. So I wonder how they even like developed their planet if everyone was dying of cancer at like 4 years old or something. Yeah.
Maybe they were a bit of advanced that they can prolong their death.
I guess so. Oh. And the cause of their cancer was radiation from the sun.
Yeah, that
So
was the
maybe
main.
they were
Oh,
closer to their sun or something. Oh, you got a new piece.
yay! Another.
Hey, more milkies. Milky.
I hate it. Did you call it that? Even though we know it's a soul, but no, it's milk. Oh yeah, by
It's
the way.
soul milk.
Oh, by the way, a little off topic. Do you know what's pilk?
What's what?
Pilk.
Kilk?
Pilk.
No.
Apparently, mixing Pepsi and milk is good.
Oh. Why?
No, don't know. People are. We humans are weird.
I was. The moment I heard pilk, I assumed something else.
Okay.
Pussy milk.
Oh my
Necrontyr
god.
cities were built in anticipation of their inhabitants' early demise,
Okay.
as the living were only brief residents living in the shadow of the vast sepulchres and tombs of their ancestors. Huh. Likewise, their ruling dynasties were founded on the anticipation of demise, and the living were thought of as no more than temporary residents hurrying through the more permanent and lasting structures raised to honor the dead. On the Necrontier homeworld, the greatest monuments were always built for the dead, never the living.
Hmm.
Driven by necessity, the Necrontier eventually escaped their crucible prison and struck out for the stars, hopeful of carving an empire in which they could realize their species' potential free from the lethal energies of their birth star. Unable to find peace on their own world, the Necrontier blindly groped outward into the universe to explore the other stars. Laway. Using stasis crypts and slow-moving antimatter-powered torch ships, the Necrontier began to colonize distant worlds. Little by little, the Necrontier dynasty spread ever further, until much of the ancient galaxy answered to their rule. From the earliest days, the rulers of individual Necrontier dynasties were themselves governed by the Triarch, a council composed of 3 monarchs or pharaohs. The head of the Triarch was known as the Silent King,
Oh.
for he addressed his subjects only through the other 2 pharaohs, who ruled alongside him. Nominally a hereditary position, the uncertain lifespans of the Necrontier ensured that the title of Silent King nonetheless passed from one royal dynasty to another many times. The final days of the Necrontier Empire occurred in the reign of Cesaric, the last of the Silent Kings. Sometime during their slow expansion, the Necrontier encountered an ancient intelligent species far older than any other existence in the known galaxy. Collectively, these beings were known as the Old Ones, and they were absolute masters of forms of energy the Necrontier could not even conceive of, yet alone wield. The Old Ones had long ago conquered the secrets of immortality, yet they refused to share the gift of eternal life with the Necrontier, who yet bore the genetic curse of the bitter star they had been born under. So yeah, even after they left the planet, colonized other worlds far away from their
You're still
sun,
dying?
they still had cancer. They kept passing on the cancer.
Oh, that's... Wait.
Yeah.
Is that even possible in like... Oh fuck, it's a boss?
Yeah, cancer is a hereditary disease. If your family has a history
Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god.
to get cancer,
I just... Have you seen... Did you see the mini boss?
yeah. The flying bald guy.
Good thing I have my thorn.
Thorn. The Old Ones had long ago the colonization of much of the galaxy by reptilian mystics had been immeasurably swifter and more expansive than that of the Necrontier because of their warp gates and mastery of the immaterial. That rapid expansion and the Old Ones' incredibly long, if not downright immortal, lifespans kindled a burning jealous rage in the Necrontier, which ate at their culture spiritually as much as their physical cancers consumed their bodies.
Oh god, what are they?
You okay?
Oh god, they're so difficult to deal with. Oh my god, what the fuck am I supposed to do with you?
What?
What the fuck?
You're still teleporting.
Oh god.
Oh.
Oh god.
Oh.
Oh god, oh god. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god.
Oh, it's
no.
foaming.
God, what am I supposed to do with you? Fine. Oh god. Come on, do it.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Oh no.
And there's more?
Oh god.
Okay, not yet. The Necrontier were astonished to learn that another intelligent species enjoyed.
Hold on.
Record Abba, the mind still limits us so. How to break past its constraints to attain a pure focus? Is it even possible?
At this point, you're basically the reader of this. Like you read the panda and then you're reading the key.
So if I were playing the
Okay.
game next time and
Okay.
you were watching, would you read some stuff?
Oh god. Oh my god.
Oh,
It fucking sniped me.
how
I'm here.
far?
Not so far.
How much did you drop?
Somewhat 200.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not that much. Oh god. Oh
Oh,
god.
oh.
Thank you, Thorn.
The Necrontyr was astonished to learn that another intelligent species enjoyed such long lives, while their own were cut so brutally short. But as time wore on, further strife came to the Necrontyr. Each dynasty of the Necrontyr sought to claim its own destiny, and some began to secede from the overall Necrontyr empire and the rule of the Triarch. Soon, the great houses were engaged in all-out internecine conflicts known to Necrontyr history as the Wars of Secession. So yeah, Civil War.
Oh.
Had circumstances remained as they were for but a generation more, it is possible that the Necrontyr would have wiped themselves out, and so many species that had before them and shall do in the future. As their territory grew ever wider and more diverse, the unity that had made them strong was eroded, and bitter wars were waged as entire realms fought to win independence. Ultimately, the pharaohs of the Triarch, the ruling council, the ruling council of the Necrontyr Empire, realized that the only hope for unity lay in conflict with an external enemy, but there were
God.
few who could prove a credible threat.
Oh god.
Yeesh.
Heal. Oh god, just one. Can I glitch through you? Thank you. Okay.
Only the old ones, the first
Oh,
of
God.
all the galaxy's known sentient species, were a prospective foe powerful enough to bind the feuding Necrontyr dynasties to a common cause. Wow. So yeah,
They're really hard to deal with.
the Necrons had a civil war, and they needed a common enemy to fight to unite all the dynasties. And they chose the old
Old
ones as
ones.
their targets. Yeah, because they were so advanced that no other species could actually fight them at the time.
Wait. Oh. Were they already advanced before they become Necron?
Yeah, pretty advanced
Huh.
compared to most species except for the old ones.
So they already have like what's the weapon they called it again?
Gauss,
Yeah?
maybe. They haven't mentioned it here, but I'm going to assume that. Such a war was simplicity itself to justify, for the Necrontyr had ever rankled at the Old Ones' refusal to share the secrets of eternal life. So did the Triarch declare war on
God.
the Old Ones.
Oh god.
Okay.
No, they're so hard to deal with. Maybe I'm not supposed to be here for now.
Where are you?
Yeah,
Is this a
somewhere.
new area?
No, I'm still in this city of tears.
Oh. At the same time, they offered amnesty to any secessionist dynasties who willingly returned to the fold. Thus, lured by the spoils of victory and the promise of immortality, the separatist Necrontyr realms abandoned their wars of secession, and the war in heaven began. It was the last of the Silent
I
Kings
found a
who...
door.
Ooh, okay. An ornate door made from glistening metal. There is a slot for some kind of key.
Oh, is the simple key not working for this one? I have-
guess.
Yeah, I guess not. Yeah, I have this key. Okay.
It was the last of the Silent Kings who headed the Triarch of the Necrontyr Empire, Cesaric, who formulated the plan that would change everything forever and have consequences that would echo through history for countless millions of standard years. In a typical bitter act of jealousy and resentment for the Necrontyr race, it was the Silent King who used the Old Ones' refusal to share the secret of the immortality as a pretext for war, forcibly uniting the entire Necrontyr species beneath the rule of the Triarch against their common foe. War erupted across the stars, yet while the Silent King succeeded in uniting his hateful people, it was a war the Necrontyr could not win, not on their own.
Oh, I thought they were waging war against the old ones when they become Necrons. Okay, it's a new one.
War in Heaven. The terrible wars between the Old Ones and the Necrontyr that followed, known later in Eldari myth as the War in Heaven, would fill a library in their own right. My Asian tongue. But the Necrontyr could never win. Their superior technology was consistently outmaneuvered by the Old Ones thanks to their mastery of the webway portals and warp gates. So yeah, the Necrons couldn't actually fight the Old Ones teleporting. The Necrontyr were pushed back until they were little more than an irritation to the Old Ones' dominance of the galaxy. A quiescent threat clinging to their irradiated world among the halo stars, exiled and forgotten. The Necrontyr's fury was cooled by their long millennia imprisonment on their homeworld, slowly transforming into an utter hatred towards all other forms of intelligent life and an implacable determination to avenge themselves upon their seemingly invincible enemies. But in the face of defeat, the always fragile unity of the Necrontyr began to fracture once more.
Okay, and open a door with a simple key.
Oh, is this the one? Oh, where is this?
It's at Dirt Mouth. The beginning of the. Oh, chat
Whoa.
surprised me. Hello.
Welcome, small intruder. I have been sound asleep in here for some time.
There's an accent.
Ah, yes. Well, now you've gone and woken me up. I might even be able to help you. I am Gigi, and if you have found your way into my chamber, you must need my help, Confessor Gigi. Gigi. You see, sometimes we leave our regrets behind in the world like black stains.
Okay.
If we don't deal with these regrets, hope starts to drain from us. Do you have regrets of your own, little one? Let me peer into your armament. You don't appear to have any lingering regrets. How lucky for you. You don't need the services of one such as I.
What?
Is that it?
Oh, I'm betting. Like, if I having trouble to get my own shadow, I can go here. I think.
Can I talk to him again?
Okay.
You seem to be free of regret. You don't need the services of one such as I. Very well, Confessor Gigi.
Should we try?
Sure. If you're okay with losing 345 Geo.
No. I'm planning to deposit all, except. Oh god, hold on, hiccup. I'm just going to deposit all and leave one. Where was it again? Train station. Okay. Here. Okay, go on.
But in the face of defeat, The always fragile unity of the Necron tier began to fracture once more. No longer did the prospect of a common enemy have any hold over the disparate dynasties. Scores of generations had now lived and died in the service of an unwinnable war, and many Necron-tier dynasties would have gladly sued for peace with the old ones if the ruling Triarch had permitted it. Thus began the second iteration of the Wars of Secession, so Civil War II, more widespread and ruinous than any that had come before. So fractured had the Necron-tier dynasties become by then that had the old ones been so inclined, they could have wiped out their foes with ease. Faced with the total collapse of their rule, the Triarchs searched desperately for a means of restoring order. In this, their prayers were answered, though the price of their species would be incalculably high.
Okay, I died. Okay, let's test this one.
It was during the reign of the Silent King Caesaric that the godlike energy beings known as the Ketan first blighted the Necron tier. It is impossible to say for certain how the Necron tier first made contact with the Ketan, though many misleading, contradictory, and one-sided accounts of these events exist. The dusty archives of the tomb world of Solemnis claim it was but an accident, a chance discovery made by a stellar probe during the investigation of a dying star.
Oh,
The Book of Mournful Night. Oh, what happened? But I am very hungry. Perhaps you would be willing to partake
sorry.
with
Yeah, you were supposed to read.
sleep for as long as I have you. Build up quite the appetite.
So yeah, it does something to do with the shadow, but I think it costs something. Kimchi. Ah!
Oh! Now we know. I enjoy.
Hi, friend. Oh
Now
god.
you still have to fight it.
Yeah. And now I'm out. Okay. Okay. Okay,
So
so
does it give you back the exact amount of Geo you'll lost?
yeah. Okay.
That's good.
So okay, so for the next time I like about to lose a maybe greater than 500, I might use it.
The Book of Mormon.
Wait, oh, there's a new house.
Oh,
Ooh.
it's your house.
No,
You have a
wait,
house now.
is this my house?
The White Savior returned, and the village once now grew cold. The maiden felt the well of grief. It gripped fears about her lonely shell. And suddenly, as though her tragic state was sensed, the Savior returned, standing tall, glowing bright. Below shining horns, eyes whirled back, glistening, eyes only for the maiden long missed, long desired, no maidens. Her Savior leaned close, sat beside, perfectly composed in that charge. Breathless, moment not a word needed be spoken. The maiden's shelves felt suddenly tight, her claws curled, no glance was shared, no claws untouched. Such perfect aching love shared in silence, together. Is this fan fiction?
Yeah, I was about to say this is a fanfic, so...
Is this by the bug girl?
Yeah, and that's why it's not our house, it's that girl's house. Thanks for the shard though.
Can you talk to her?
No, she's still sitting here.
Faring well in your adventures below? Well, I had an adventure of my own while you were...
Oh, where were you then?
I don't usually visit the town's graveyard, but I thought I'd go and visit the grave of an old friend.
Aww.
As I was walking amongst the tombstones, I noticed a strange kind of chanting coming from somewhere nearby. Extremely sinister chanting. Extremely sinister chanting. I looked around to find the source and I saw two bright, horrible, huge eyes
Oh,
staring at me from the door of a dark cave. I pretended I hadn't heard the voice or seen the eyes and scurried back to town. My friend will have to wait a little longer for her visit.
I think he meant for the one that you just visit, like here.
Shadow guy?
Yeah, I think so. Okay, let's see what he sells. For now,
Just
we
use that.
deposit like 800.
Have you
1,000.
bought the key?
No, but oh, yeah, yeah, it costs. So yeah, the opening that door there. Hold on, let me open the map to make it. So opening the door here, it costs a simple key. So whenever I found another one, I might buy it. But I trying to save for this one. Trying. Quote unquote trying. What about here?
Okay.
Oh.
Mobilis.
Oh,
Of all
dialogue.
the places to end up, we picked this dreary town. I thought it a temporary stop, but then my husband became obsessed with that old ruin. Now he's spending all his time down there. He argues cartography is sound business, but other than you, who's buying?
Okay.
Of whom, Sanjo?
Are you enjoying yourself down in the ruins? At times, my husband makes hollowness sound a wonder, but sometimes it seems a ghastly, dangerous place.
Oh wait, what? Oh, here's a shop. Okay.
Papanada.
Hello. Still nothing new. Okay.
Another.
Okay. Now let's go back.
The Book of Mournful Night. Held under close guard in the Eldari Black Library's innermost sanctum, tells rather that the raw hatred that the Necron tier held as a race for the Old Ones sang out across space, acting as a beacon that the Catan could not ignore. Another account claims that one of the earliest days of their civilization, Necron tier scientists had been deeply engaged in stellar studies to try to understand and protect themselves from their own sun's baleful energies. After long, bitter centuries of searching for some power to unleash upon the Old Ones, the Necron tier researchers used stellar probes to discover unusual electrodynamic anomalies, these dying stars of the galaxy. In the complex skeins of the energetic plasma of these suns, the Necron tier found a sentience that was more ancient than that of any of the corporeal species in creation, including the Old Ones. They had discovered entities of pure energy that had spawned during the birth of the stars eons before. These entities had little conception of what the rest of the universe entailed when the Necron tier first found them, instead simply feeding upon the solar flares and magnetic storms of these bloated red giants. But here was the weapon the Necron tier had long sought to bring about the downfall of the Old Ones, beings they believed the Catan were the progeny of the death god they worshipped. Howsoever, first contact occurred, the shadow of the Catan fell over the oldest Necron tier dynasties first. The power of these starborn creatures was incredible. The raw energy of the stars made them animate, and the Necron tier called them the Catan, or star gods in their own tongue. The Catan were dispersed across areas larger than whole planets, their consciousnesses too vast for humanoids to comprehend. How the Necron tier ever managed to communicate with them is unknown to the Adeptus Mechanicus. Understanding that such diffuse minds could never perceive the material universe without manifesting themselves in a material form, some Necrontyr actively sought the Cthulhu's favor and oversaw the forging of physical shells for the Cthulhu to occupy, cast from the living metal called necrodermis. Fragmentary Eldari legends tell of translucent streamers of electromagnetic force shifting across space as the star vampires coiled into their new bodies, the physical realm across an incorporeal bridge of starlight. Why are these sentences so long? I only have so much lung. Thus clad, the catastrophic shapes of half than ancient gods, hiding their own desires beneath cloaks of obsequious subservience. Incomprehensible forces were compressed into the living metal of the necrodermis bodies, which the Necrontyrs had forged as the full power of the Cthulhu had at last found form. As the Cthulhu focused their consciousness and became ever more aware of their new mode of existence, they came to appreciate the pleasures available to beings of matter and the other realities of corporeal life. The deliciously focused trickles of electromagnetic energy given off by the physical bodies of the Necrontyr all about them awakened a new hunger at the Cthulhu, very unlike the one they had once sated during using the nourishing, but essentially tasteless energies of the stars. So it was that one of the Cthulhu came before the Silent King Cesaric, acting as forerunner to the coming of its brothers. Amongst its own kind, this Cthulhu was known as the Deceiver, for it was willfully treacherous. Yet, the Silent King knew not the Cthulhu's true nature, and instead granted the creature an audience. The Deceiver spoke of a war fought long before the birth of the Necrontyr between the Cthulhu and the Old Ones. It was a war, he said, that the Cthulhu had lost. In the aftermath, and fearing the vengeance of the Old Ones, the Deceiver and its brothers had themselves away, hoping one day to find allies with whom they could finally bring the Old Ones to account. In return for this aid, the Deceiver assured it and its brothers would deliver everything that the Necrontyr craved. Unity could be theirs once again, and the immortality that they had sought for so long would finally be within their grasp. No price would there be for these great gifts. The Deceiver insisted, for they were but boons to be bestowed upon valued allies. Thus did the Deceivers...
Wait, cutscene.
Oh, cutscene. Hello. Oh, it's the waifu. Again we meet, simp. I'm normally quite perceptive. You I underestimated, though I've since guessed the truth. You've seen beyond this kingdom's bounds. Yours is resilience born of two voids. It's no surprise when you've managed to reach the heart of this world. In so doing, you shall not sacrifice that keeps it standing. If, knowing that truth, you'd still attempt our role in hallowness perpetuation, seek the grave in ash and the market, and the market would grant to one like you.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no more battle?
Yeah, it's not a boss battle.
Huh.
Okay.
Where is this? Is this still...
City of Tears.
Huh. Another door. Oh, okay. Well, it's almost time for next time on Dead Air. It's now 59 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Shall we end it here?
Okay.
Okay. Oh boy, how am I going to remember where I left off with the lore?
Eh,
Eh,
nah.
okay.
Okay.
Well, that's all for now. Hope to see you again soon. Bye bye. Good
Bye.
night. My love.